How's it going, everyone? Brian Smith here from theCampusSocialite.com. We are here with none other than Tucker Max here in the wonderful back office of Barnes & Noble in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Tucker, great to meet you.
Thank you, man.
Thanks a lot for taking the time out of your day. Tucker has a new book coming out, Assholes Finish First, and he's obviously the brainchild behind I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell. Tucker, why don't you talk about the book? What can we expect from everything that we're going to see in the new novel that you've written?
It's not a novel.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
I wish, dude. I wish I could make shit up and be better. Be a lot more lucrative. Its first half is very similar to Hope Serve Beer in Hell. Like saying a lot of them is stories that I could have put in Beer in Hell. I just waited and put in this book. Second half is a little bit different. It's called Post-Fame Sex Stories, I call it. And it's basically, it's still hookup stories, same humor, same style, same everything, except the last 4 years have been unusual for me. Instead of, like most guys, going out picking up women, whatever, last 4 years a lot of women have come to me, and when that happens it changes the dynamic, and you're still getting fucked up situations, they're just very different than the ones I used to get into.
It's tough being an icon, obviously, and having women flock your way.
I wouldn't say it's tough.
I can't imagine
I
it
would
being
just say
tough, Tucker.
it causes a different set of problems than you're used to.
I wanted to ask you one question, which I think is quite relevant to what's going on. When was the first time you looked in the mirror and said, Tucker Max, I am an asshole?
I don't know, maybe when I was 3?
3.
I mean, I've always been the same way, basically. It's just the world finally caught up and figured out what I knew since I was a kid. Like I haven't really changed that much.
It's good to know. Has there ever been a sexual conquest in your life where you have said, oh man, this is not good, your guilty conscience just gets in the way? Has that ever happened to you?
Has there ever been one?
Has there ever been one?
Are you kidding?
Come on.
I mean, like,
Give us the
you mean like
answer
a
to
girl
that.
I've hooked up with that I regret? Or,
Where you just said, this situation is too fucked up for Tucker Max.
I mean, dude, that's why I've sold millions of books, because I write about that shit.
Amen.
There's been so many.
Anything that you can define, maybe something that hasn't been published at this point. Something to expect in the future.
I mean, dude, okay, I'll tell you a quick story. This is from the next book. This is when I was living
Getting a preview here, guys.
I was living in Cancun, and I was working down there, actually. And so, you have like the little on-site staff thing. It looks like an ATM card for pussy and beer. And, because all the spring breakers come down there. Whatever. Long story short, this group of girls thinks they can outdrink me, and I bet I can outdrink each of them individually. And I can outdrink 2 or 3 baby girls, but not 6. And next thing I know, I wake up, and this, I'm so drunk. I wake up like probably drunker than most people who go to bed. I was that drunk that morning. This girl's like shaking me, and I can barely come out of my fall. Tucker, wake up, Tucker. And it like takes me maybe 2-3 minutes to like get my brain functioning. She was, Tucker, wake up. All right, fine, I'm up. What's wrong? What? Tucker, why is there a condom in my ass? It's like, maybe it's time for me to leave Cancun. This is too much. I didn't recognize, I had no idea who this girl was. Wasn't any of the girls I was drinking with the night before. I didn't know where I was. Yeah, that was, I regretted that sort of.
It's a good story. When you hear the words campus socialite, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
You mean your site, or just like the
In general, the general term campus socialite.
I mean, if someone came up to me and said, I am a campus socialite,
We think you are.
I would, but I'm not, because I don't live on a campus.
Not anymore. But you define the imagery of what
but
every college
sort of,
graduate
but none of
is.
my stories are really about college.
True.
I mean, like, a lot of people do the stuff I do in college. I went to the University of Chicago. I didn't do any of this shit in college.
Okay.
Like, all
Good
the
to know.
shit you guys do in undergrad, I did in law school because I couldn't do it in undergrad.
Which was at Duke, I believe.
Duke, yeah. But I mostly hung out at UNC because Duke girls are ugly and bitches. I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, if someone were to say, I'm a campus socialite, I'd be like, the fuck is wrong with you? You don't go to class? You're not a student? What does that even mean, But, yeah, I mean, it would more depend on the context or whatever. But I don't even hang out that much. I mean, I love college. College is great. I like college girls. Most college guys are kind of tools. And it's not their fault. I was a shithead when I was 21, too. You don't know what you're doing when you're 21.
And you have a lot to learn, which you do in college.
Right.
If there was a curriculum called Tucker Max, and 5 courses could make up this curriculum. Oh man, what do you think they would be? I think that any student would be interested in
The
that.
first one for guys, you mean?
For guys, absolutely.
All right. The first one would be learning how to tell the truth, because most guys, especially your age, think that you have to lie and manipulate women to get manipulate women to get ass, and it's really. I figured this out about 22, 23. That the opposite is true. If you're honest with yourself about what you want, honest with women about what you want, it's like half the work for twice the pussy.
Okay.
And the other big thing, I think, like the next one would be sort of a Buddhism class, but it wouldn't be the whole scope of Buddhism. It would just be one simple lesson: releasing your desire. Because most guys that go out, at 22, I understood this as not giving a fuck. The more precise way to think of it is releasing desire. Because when most guys go out, they have a goal in mind, or I've got to do this, or I've got to do this, I've got to dump 18 beers down my throat, or whatever. And I used to do that too. But when I figured out going out should just be about having fun with your friends and spending time, with people you like and whatever, then all of a sudden everything opens up, and you don't have if you go out looking for ass, girls can smell it. If you go out looking to have fun, girls want to be with the fun guy. See, that's 1 and 2. 3 would be learning how not to be a fucking idiot, because all guys are idiots in their early 20s, and there's so many things you think that are wrong.
Especially when we're fucked up.
Right. Well, you can't help but be an idiot when you're fucked up. There you go. It comes with it. Let's see, that's 3. 4 would be just basic tricks, like dollar beer night, shit like that. Just stuff you need to learn how, drinking. And then 5 would be don't become a fucking sheep, because so many people, especially in college, I like this, I like that, and then they start to get junior, senior year, and everyone's like, what's your job? What are you gonna do? And then they freak out. Well, I better get this internship, or I better go work for this company, and they become like a fucking monkey. And 10 years later, they're stuck in a cubicle, and they're fat and out of shape, and in a relationship they hate. And it's like, now is the time that if you catch them in college and teach them, you don't have to become one of those guys. That you can do your version of what I did. You can find your passion and do something you love, and wake up every day and do something cool. You can have a great life.
Absolutely. If we know you don't need them, but if you could have one wingman, celebrity, family member.
And everyone can always use a good wingman.
Absolutely, I completely agree. Who would it be though?
Like family member? I mean, anybody on Earth?
Anybody on Earth, past or present.
I mean, the 2 people I would pick would be my buddy Niels, who wrote the movie with me. He's in the book a little bit, and my buddy, he's Sling Blade in the book. I mean,
those are your guys.
I could totally take, Alexander the Great or whatever, I don't know those motherfuckers. I don't know what they're like to drink with. I know
that's what they look like.
I know what my boys are like to drink with.
Absolutely. If you could take a shot with any person in the bar,
alive or dead?
Alive or dead, doesn't matter, past or present, and what would the shot be?
Man, I usually don't do shots. I mean, shots.
Well, what's your drink of choice then?
Right now?
Right now.
What
are you drinking? What's in your bar right now?
Well, it's going to sound like I'm shilling for them.
It's
okay. But dude, the first good new alcohol I've had in like 15 years is this shit called Deep Eddy Sweet Tea Vodka. Have you heard of that?
No, I've heard of that.
It's only sold in Texas.
Okay.
And I just moved to Austin like a year ago.
Okay.
And a buddy of mine was like, you ever try this? I'm like, and I thought it was sweet tea, but it was actually sweet tea with vodka in it. And 15 of those later, I was hammered. Woke up the next day with almost no hangover, and it was fucking delicious.
That's something
the
called
best shit ever.
A Firefly.
No, Firefly
is it similar?
Firefly's a different brand, but it tastes metallic, and it's gives you a hangover and shit.
So this is no hangover at all whatsoever.
At least,
Sweet Eddies.
Deep Eddy.
Deep
Eddy's like a pool in Texas or something.
All right.
I don't know. The name's weird.
You got to go to Texas, basically, guys.
Right.
To
It's
get
only
this
sold in
Deep Eddy
Texas,
stuff.
but that stuff is almost all I drink now. That and whatever beer. That stuff is awesome. So I'd probably do that with. I mean, if we're talking about drinking, I would either pick Dorothy Parker or Winston Churchill. Because those two are like legendary drinkers.
Absolutely.
And cool to drink with. Yeah.
Absolutely. You've done a lot in your life, your career. If there is anything on the bucket list, what's next? What's left for Tucker Max?
Well, I mean, I got my 3rd book's coming out next year, about this time, maybe a little bit later.
You have the title yet?
Yeah, it's called Hilarity Ensues.
Okay.
That may or may not be my last book. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. After that, dude, I don't know, man. Cash royalty checks is all I really need to do. I mean, like, there's a ton of things I could do. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
That's
Jumping out of airplanes.
That's the cool part about having the
crazy
crazy money is
Yeah.
that you get to say fuck you before you hang up the phone. You don't have to worry about it.
College kids, guys, girls, get the fuck you money. Live the Tucker Max life. Go check out Tucker's new book. Buy the new book. Assholes finish first. He's going to be doing a signing here in Ann Arbor, Michigan in just a few minutes. Tucker Max, we appreciate the time sitting
Definitely.
down with us.
Thank you, man.
Great to meet you, and we
Thank
hope
you.
nothing but the best and more hilarious stories out of you in the future. They really provide a lot of entertainment for all of us.
Thank you, dude.
All right, good stuff, guys.
My name is Tucker Max, and I'm a campus socialite.